Here we are at the pillar drill, and you'll notice that our model, we have a large section up here which has got lots of belts and pulleys in it to change the gear ratio, so the spinning speed of the actual chuck down here. We have got a big motor at the back, which you can't see. There it is. We have the on-off switch here on our model, where we have on and off. We have a little rack here for putting drill bits and chuck keys. We have the large pillar at the back. We have this piece here which is called the bed. This section here which is called the bed. We have a piece of sacrificial wood which we're going to drill into. We have our piece of acrylic that we want to drill. And we have down the bottom, we have an emergency foot switch, so we can kick that to stop the machine if we need to. So the basics. The way the pillar drill works is it spins this chuck, and inside the chuck you will put a drill bit or a twist bit. There are many types of drill bit. There are Forstler bits and spade bits for making much larger holes, but today we're going to use a twist bit. And the way it works is the flutes on here take the waste material away, and this very bottom section just cuts into the plastic or the wood, whatever you're drilling. Okay, so we take the chuck key, and that undoes these three little jaws here, and then you undo it just enough to get it in, and you put the twist bit in just to where the flutes start, just to there. Then when you've done that, you put your chuck key back on the side, and then what you need to do now is to work out where you're going to put your work. Now, because today we're drilling acrylic, we need to make sure it's clamped down nicely. You could use a G-clamp. We're just using a little handy clamp here, which just clamps to the side of the drill bed. So to line up where I'm going to drill my hole, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not drilling over a piece that's got a hole in it already, and I'm going to line it up, make sure the centre of the drill is on the centre of my cross where I've marked. And what I want to do now is I want to be able to clamp this down, because I'm pushing this handle down up here to hold my drill bit in place. It's a bit awkward with one hand. So what I'm going to do, on our model of drill, we've got a little little screw here which just stops this handle from moving. So now this is held down, and that is now in place where I need it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo my clamp slightly. I'm trying to try and work out where is the best place for me to clamp this so it's nice and close by. Because what will want to happen, my acrylic, that looks pretty close, my acrylic will want to be lifted up. So this is like screwing a screw in, and it will want to lift up like this. And as that lifts up, if it's clamped far away, what will happen is it will bend up, and then acrylic is quite brittle, so it will just pick itself up and then snap where the clamp is. So we want to make sure that it doesn't have much room to basically snap. So I'm going to push that down. That's too loose, so I just do this little screw arm up, a bit too tight, loosen it a little bit, and then that is pretty wet, pretty good. So now I'm just going to undo this, and the arm releases. And you would never drill with the guard open. So health and safety wise, we just need to make sure we know where our stops are. We've got a stop up the top, we've got a stop down the bottom. We have got our guard, which covers the chuck. That means we can't get caught in here. We make sure that that guard goes up and down freely. If it doesn't, you need to adjust these at the side, but this one works fine just now. We need to make sure that we are wearing no jewellery, nothing loose on our wrists, and we make sure our sleeves are rolled up. We need to make sure we've got nothing loose on our bodies like a tie or anything that's dangling down like necklaces or jewellery like that. And then once you've done that, you can then start thinking about drilling. Obviously if you've got long hair, that should be tied back, because we don't want you to get caught in anywhere here. It can lead to some very nasty accidents. So we just turn it on, and because our work is clamped, we shouldn't need to hold it. We're going to roll it down very gently, and we're going to cut through the material until we get to our sacrificial bed. Going to hit stop, wait for the drill to stop spinning, unclamp the work. You'll see that I've cut my hole nicely all the way through, nice and clean. And you'll see the little waste hole that I've got here. Now to clear up, we need to make sure we clear up. So we raise that, we make sure we remove the material from there. We take that over to the bin, empty that out, sweep down the machine, and make sure it's clean for the next person to go. Ideally, I would remove that and make sure that we are ready for the next person to put their drill bit in as they need it. Okay?